The FIRM, we're like, we can't say certain things are firm anymore because then we instantly think of you. Exactly.
Rock hard.
Real firm.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Real Firm Podcast. Double digits episodes today. And apparently it's going to be a special one, and I'm about to be surprised.
Wait, it's 10?
This is going to be the 10th. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, perfect timing.
Rockstar Life on Word Three Eyes.
So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing something completely different, completely requested by absolutely everybody.
I don't even know what it is. he's taking the reins.
Firm, you interviewed Missy. You interviewed your cousin. You interviewed that other guy. You interviewed the other person. You've interviewed that bald guy. You interviewed the tattooed bald guy. You've interviewed a lot of people, and you will interview more people. And for number 10...
I like to call it conversation, but yeah.
It's a conversation, but the conversation revolves around topics most of the time, won't you say?
Yeah.
So, the people, they've been begging. They've been asking. They've been pleading. Especially when they come back to this episode, they're going to be like, why the hell are they switched on this couch? We are used to the other way. You know why? Because, Firm, we want to know. We want to know. Why did you choose the name Firm?
Oh my God. That's so funny because I did explain this on another thing, but I can go deep on it.
Please.
I'll go deeper.
That's what she said.
So,
so
the thing is, I might as well just tell the literally like the interview I did with Character. He kind of I have a clip of that, but it's a very condensed. I'll really dive deep into the history.
I want you to dive deep because today, ladies and gentlemen, is the Firm Podcast Firm interview.
Okay, so holy shit, Firm. Yeah, it's very. Does not. You would not expect where this name came from. You might assume it's some kind of play on words on FIRM being firm, which it coincidentally is now, but that is not at all how it started.
Well, let me tell you something. It's literally whenever me and other people around me say, "Oh, this is firm." The FIRM, we're like, we can't say certain things are firm anymore because then we instantly think of you. Exactly.
Rock hard.
Hey, rock on and be rock hard. Let's go. All right, continue, sir.
So this goes all the way back to 2016.
Man. When
I started the YouTube channel, which this video is being uploaded to. I did not change any. I didn't make a new. This is the same YouTube channel that's called Firm now. Was originally called Fermionic Games.
Fermionic. What was the inspiration behind that? I gotta know.
It is 100% a not super common adjective form of a scientific. It's a physics term.
You are heavy into physics, aren't you?
Yes, I got.
We'll get into that.
I got a master's degree in the subject of applied physics at New York University. Not an Ivy League school, but an esteemed private university in New York City. And
I bet your average listeners didn't know that about you.
No. And so that it's so weird. So I'm going to school for physics at the time, not graduate school yet, undergraduate, and I'm playing big into Overwatch. I was playing the beta before the original first one came out. I was playing the beta, and I was like, "This is dope." Blizzard, I love World of Warcraft and Diablo. Blizzard first-person shooter, team-based. What?
We gotta play Overwatch together.
Oh, you played it before? Yeah?
I play it.
Oh, you still play it?
Yeah.
I played 2 a little bit, but not as much.
Only because my cousin only because my cousin be playing it.
Okay.
Anyways, continue.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, yes, it is.
It gets a little anyway. The point is, so I was playing, and there's a lot of video games. I was like, I want to start a YouTube. Actually, even the first YouTube thing I uploaded was in 2009 or 10. I was playing guitar. I was just doing like fun instrumental covers of opera songs. It was very niche.
And I'm gonna stop you
on
right.
a separate channel.
I'm gonna stop you right there, guys. If you don't know, if you are just here for the podcast or you're listening on Spotify, Amazon Music, I need you to give it a like and a share.
Yeah, Apple Music.
Apple Music as well.
Rate and review.
Rate and review. And if you are, I need you to get your butts over to YouTube. Real Firm. Right here. Real Firm Audio. This is my guy.
Yeah, at Real Firm.
At Real Firm.
YouTube.com/. Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
This is because this guy right here is an amazing musician, and he has covers. He has the voice of a fucking angel, and his guitar skills are something I've never seen before. So go deep dive. Anyways, continue.
This is weird. I've never been in this position before in
welcome.
person. No, I like it. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of was into the YouTube. It's been my main like source of content consumption since I was a teenager when it came out. And so yeah, I was doing that. But then in 2016, I was deep into the study of physics, the most fundamental science of nature, lots of math, lots of all that stuff most people hate. I ended up finding it very beautiful to the point where at one point an equation made me weep. But that's another.
No way.
It's,
Can you drop a Easter egg of like maybe the name of the equation? If it has a
I don't
name?
even remember. It was on a Wikipedia page. It was just describing the. It was a visual plot of a hard disk drive, magnetic spinning disk drive, and it plotted like all of the like data that's stored in it and the magnetic field strength, and it was such a complex thing. And then the equation that described. It was just so simple and beautiful, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I don't know why I was emotional at the time, but it made me like tear up.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so that's why I was deep into that, and anyway, back to the video games. I was like, I want to start a video game channel, and I wanted to have like some unique name that I thought was cool, which of course nobody can relate to it. But so Fermionic came up. Enrico Fermi was a famous Italian physicist who pioneered nuclear energy in the United States. He headed the first Chicago nuclear reactor, I believe. I forgot exactly what it was called, but yeah, he was big. And so his name is everywhere in physics. Fermions.
Fermions.
In fundamental particles, you have fermions and bosons. Electrons are fermions. Bosons are typically the force-carrying particles. The main.
Do you hear how smart this guy is?
The main difference, but there's a statistical equation that governs the two different types of particles. The reason it's very, very deep. I won't go too deep into it, or else it's going to get boring. But basically, a fermionic system is a system where you have a bunch of fermions, as in a metal, which is mostly electrons all piled together. The main thing about them is they cannot be in the same state. They all have to be in different energy states. And that's how you get metals. That's just a little quantum mechanics thing. So I was like, this is fascinating. I want to use this term fermionic. It's not used that much in physics unless you're describing something like that, a fermionic system. So I was like, that's cool. Let me call it fermionic games. And then nobody knew what the fuck it was.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. You just explain what it is in 10 minutes. I'm not gonna know what the fuck it is either.
Right.
But you know what? It's smart. It's something that you hold dear to you.
Yeah, and it has a cool, like, if you think about it, none of the particles can be in the same state as the other ones in the system, and it's kind of like humans. We're never like exactly the same kind of. It's like a snowflake situation.
I was about to say, yep.
So I made that connection. I was like, let me call it that. And so I did that, and then I started live streaming video games 2 years after that on the same channel, when I moved to the city to go to NYU. And then I started.
Where'd you move from?
I was living here. I was living in the same area I am now, basically,
Oh, nice.
with my parents there. And I was going to USF. But then, yeah, I moved to the city, New York City, and then I was live streaming video games. So then I kind of picked up a little audience just from playing games, which was fun. And then I just kept doing it. And then it's a whole separate story of how that it like grew and then it plateaued. And anyway,
This is the grind.
I still got there's this handful of people that still follow me. What I shout out to those people, Mike 420. He's
Mikey boy.
He likes your music.
Mikey boy, I'm gonna drop a loan soon for you.
Yeah,
Anyways,
he loves that one. Yeah, so I was live streaming, and people had no idea what the fuck what the name was called, and they started calling me Fermi. That's short.
Fermi,
which is
my bro.
Yeah, people thought I was a girl. Like if I would chat in another chat, they'd be like Fermi.
Bro,
It sounds feminine,
if
even though
I
it's
get a
masculine
dog,
in Italian.
When I get a dog, I'm gonna name it fucking Fermi. Oh my god, we're gonna have pictures of Firm and Fermi. Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh,
That's a good dog name.
oh my god, Firm, come here, Fermi.
But yeah, but it's the last name of Enrico Fermi.
Enrico.
So I was like, it feels weird calling myself after someone else that's doing nothing the same, And then kind of like how Elon Musk called his company Tesla, but they're actually doing things that Tesla would have approved
So
of.
yours is more of like homage to Enrico
Yeah,
Fermi.
but not because they just called it for short, right? So then eventually I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take the I off, so it's more like unique.
It's you.
Firm, and I was like, okay, it's kind of like also firm, play on words, boom. And then so that's where that came from. But then the real firm part came from when I tried to make a Twitch account. Real, there you go. Real firm. I
got real and firm.
We married together to create one.
It's the universe knew we had to come together.
For sure.
Anyways, continue. Sorry.
And Twitch, somebody already took the name FERM, and I couldn't, even though I couldn't find a user that was actively using it, I was like, can I please have the name Firm? And they were like, nope, it's not against the policy, whatever. So I was like, what do people do when they want to put like the official, I thought of real Donald Trump, which is his Twitter handle, because there's just like a shit ton of Donald Trumps out there. Real Donald Trump. So I was like, let me call it Real Firm, and then it hit me. I was like, oh, that's a nice phrase as well. Real Firm.
I'm gonna stop you real quick. Yes, we are not talking political now. He's just
no.
going off of Twitter handle.
Yeah, that was just.
That's just a Twitter handle. We are not. This is a channel of entertainment. This is a channel of music. This is a channel of gaming. This is a channel of.
It's not a channel of
people.
gaming anymore, but it was.
But you can still scroll down, right?
Yeah, there are archives of live streams,
and
that you can
those
watch,
will be
yes.
cherished in the years to come. I promise you,
I
brother.
have
Anyways,
deleted some earlier ones, but yeah. Anyway,
anyways.
so yeah, I got that was in Real Firm, and then I just to continue the story of how I ended up what I'm doing now. I kept doing the video game thing, and it just plateaued. Like I was doing the same. Like I didn't. Maybe this is the problem. I didn't change things up. I feel like, oh well, this is working. I'm growing. I'm getting more viewers. Whatever. And then it just kind of plateaued. Times changed. Games switch around, and I was trying new games, and it wasn't working. I didn't really market. I wasn't like on Instagram sharing things. I was like, I'm not gonna market myself as a video gamer. Who the fuck? I'm not that narcissistic. Whatever.
Firm's like, I'm not gonna be Markiplier.
Yeah. But and I wasn't making like YouTube videos about it. I was just live streaming. I just liked the live streaming aspect because it was fun.
It's a community.
I was very usually isolated, alone person. I had some friends in New York, but at the time, I like live streaming really helped me connect with people. It gave me that fulfillment of community. Exactly.
I see that.
And still today. But the video game kind of thing petered out, and then especially when I got the corporate job, then it killed. Then I didn't even I started doing it less because it was just waking up at 6, getting home at 6.
Yeah.
and then being like, I'll play for a couple hours, and then there were some people like pretty like obsessed. A few like obsessed viewers that would like get annoyed. They're like, why aren't you coming on at the same time every night? Like, why didn't I have a specific schedule? Even though I tried, I'm like, bro, I got a job. Like, this is the least thing I'm concerned about is streaming video games for you. I'm sorry, but I got to focus on making money because this isn't making the money right now.
We got listen. Before we can thrive, first we have to survive.
Exactly. So yeah, and then so I stopped. I kind of just stopped. I do it occasionally now on a separate channel or on Twitch, but I don't. Yeah. So and then the job happened, and then the pandemic happened, and then I started doing music again. Oh, I started doing covers again, especially during the pandemic.
And his covers, again, if you are on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or any of these other streaming services that you are not watching, please go on Real Firm on YouTube. YouTube.com/realfirm.
/ @realfirm.
@realfirm?
Yeah, it's like TikTok. You have to put the @ or it's
that?
or you. There's another. It's actually funny. The channel, the registered non @ one from before they did the handles. It's /Fermionic. FERMIONIC.
No fucking way.
Yeah, yes. YouTube
That is
/C
awesome.
/Fermionic. I can't change it for some reason. It's just stuck.
YouTube.com /@realfirm. Go watch.
Yeah.
Go watch this man's covers.
I got a lot of
He puts his soul into it.
I do.
Give him some love. Just get a view. Just listen. It doesn't cost you nothing. All right? Support my man over here. All right. Anyways, back to the story.
I actually fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah,
It covers the pandemic.
that's right. Well, the pandemic, the covers. Yeah, I don't do them. I wish I want to do more, but because of my living situation, it makes it very difficult to like get that down right.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, you understand. So, but the first one I did that really actually was the first one I did on this channel was Red Dead Redemption. That's the Way It Is, a song from that game. And the moment of me getting the
Down
idea
below.
is captured in the live stream of when I was playing it and when that moment happened, because it was such a beautiful moment in that video game. If you played Red Dead Redemption 2
Yes.
and Arthur is going and he's kind of like half dead and he's going through, and then there's this beautiful song, That's the Way It Is. That's the way it is. And so I was like, in that moment on the live stream, I was like, I got to cover this. This is great.
And listen, if you want to listen to that right now, go to the link in the description.
Yeah, I'll put it a thing in the top thing, whatever you call it, card. So that one, I have never been able to live up to the performance of that one because it was such a moment, like I took advantage of the hype of Red Dead Redemption. I mean, that wasn't what I was thinking initially, but I was like, oh, this will probably get some good views because the game had just come out. People were beating it. They knew the song. They were looking for it.
Yeah.
And I was one of the first ones to do a cover. I believe it has over 80,000 views now, but it got like tens of thousands within the first week, I want to say. And
Jesus.
hundreds of comments, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to do more covers. Nothing has come close to that. Some of them have over 1,000. But that was like a very topical cover at the time for video games. That's why it got so many views, and it was good. Fun fact: reported on Audacity.
No,
because at the time I was not very familiar with the new DAWs, so I was like, I'll just do it on Audacity. Put some cheap reverb effect on it. I did use good microphones though, because my buddy who I told you about, shout out Pete. He's a audio engineer for decades of experience, and he had some mics. So I was like, let me set it up. I did it all myself, just recorded the video, and I was wearing a cowboy hat that his brother, my other best friend Nick, had lent me because I was like, I'm gonna do this cover. I need that cowboy hat, and so I was wearing a cowboy hat. It's hilarious. And it was just, it's a very simple song, like typical 4-chord structure. A beautiful song though, and it embodies such an amazing moment in that video game. And R.I.P. Arthur Morgan.
R.I.P. And then I played the first one, but it's been a long time. What is his name? Because he's in the second one too.
Oh no.
He's not.
He's not in the first. John Marston.
He died.
He's in the second one. Arthur. Yeah, they both die at the end. Yes.
Yeah.
And then you
John-
play as his son.
Yeah, because this is
in
the
the first
prequel.
one. Yep. The prequel is Arthur Morgan, and John was one of his guys in his gang
Yeah.
posse, whatever they called it. It was
Now,
a great game.
Firm. A lot of people don't do this, and I've done this since I first met you, and we got to give you your flowers. If you have not had the option now, quick little ad run. Woo! Quick little ad run here. If you have not checked out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, there is a upcoming artist radio
Live.
by this guy. Live. You have an awesome community of beautiful artists. You have great feedback. And fun fact, that's how we met.
That is wild.
That's how
I still
we
can't
met.
believe that.
On his live. If that doesn't show you how good the community by itself is, I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, back to the show. Okay. So, Firm, the people want to know.
What else do they want to know?
They want to know a lot. They want to know, Firm. They want to know, why did you start this upcoming artist radio? Why? Why would you do this?
Why would
you do this? And why would you continue this?
Well, going back to the live streaming aspect, I've always loved live streaming. It's just been a fun time to connect with people, and I just have a blast.
Yeah.
Talking. I have terrible social anxiety. I hate social media in general. I don't hate it, but it's an assault to my senses in most cases. I don't consider YouTube. It is a social media, but it's more of a video sharing.
It's more long form, so it's more tolerable.
But even like versus like creating like a video, like directing, like kind of editing, live streaming is just, it's real, it's raw, it's there, it's whatever happens.
It's real, firm.
And that's what I like about it. And the people commenting, and you can have a discussion, and that's a fun time. So yeah, so I've always been in that live streaming game. And then when I saw before I saw the people that kind of inspired me to do it, the whole send in your song to be listened to for a live audience was, I don't know if they were the first people to do it, but it was definitely the first big platform. No Jumper.
Of course.
Adam 22. So
speaking of, by the way, if you look on this title right here, boom, click on that one. After the video, you can come back to this spot. There is a interview that he did with an artist named Jay Skies, where Jay Skies is an avid lover of No Jumper.
Wait,
Fun
I
fact.
thought for a second you were saying he was on No Jumper. I was like, holy shit.
Not yet.
Yeah, but yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, not Jay Skies.
So after the video,
That's actually the first thing he said when I was talking to him, like, we should do a podcast. He was like, and I was telling, he was like, is it an interview? I'm like, it's kind of like whatever. He's like, oh, kind of like No Jumper. I was like, yes.
See, I was gonna play my song on there, and they wanted like $20 just to like submit it. And I was like, I ain't doing that shit.
So they started at 10, and I don't know if they still do it now, but last time I checked, it was over $200. And I kind of understand it.
Over $200 to play the whole song or something like that?
Yeah, and then plus us repost on SoundCloud. It's just a lot of promotion type of stuff, which I'm not big into. It's, yeah, I don't want to disrespect or shit on it, but the point
I'm
is,
shit on him.
That's fine. The point is, I won't stop you. The point is, I saw him in an interview he was on Steve-O's podcast, Steve-O Wild Ride,
That's
a
a
podcast
great
that I listen to on a regular basis. And he said the reason why he started doing that was to get him through the adpocalypse on YouTube, which was the time where like they started cutting ad money for anything. They started clamping down on like censor things that are offensive because some Coca-Cola ad ended up on a beheading video or something like that. So like something happened. It was around 2017, 2018. And so he said to get money to keep running his business and his network of the No Jumper thing, he had to he was like, people started asking me. There, he guess he was doing live streams, and people just started asking him, "Can I give you $10 to listen to my song?"
So yes,
So
absolutely.
he started doing that.
And now his wife's getting fucked by other people.
Yeah, that was the other part of that
So-
podcast. It was talking about his.
Oh, they actually.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. My memory is so bad. But yes. So one more time, if you would like to look at the time on the screen right now, boom, down here. All right, title card, boom, right there or right there. I don't know where the title card goes. I don't do YouTube. This is the master. By the way, I have shown many people your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Do you know what people are most impressed with whenever they see it?
The number of videos.
The number of Brock.
Those are all. That's because I did a fuck ton of video game live streams. They're mostly like video game live streams, I think.
But that is an accomplishment by itself. This man
Just
right
keep
here.
going. It's a fun time.
At RealFerm, youtube.com/@RealFerm. He has done over 1,000 YouTube videos.
It is the number.
We have many we've already talked about, and there will probably be more.
And some people will think, well, and you only got 7,000 whatever subscribers. That's pretty, or the amount of comparative
You know what?
views.
I look at everything as longevity,
Yeah.
brother.
I agree. I'm just saying.
Wait, watch. They'll be like, oh my god, you only got 7,000 subscribers, and then watch when you have 2,000 YouTube videos, but you have 1 million fucking subscribers.
now that I'm-
they'll be like, holy shit, that makes sense.
Back to the topic at hand.
Of course.
Now that I'm doing this thing that we're talking about, it's definitely growing the most it has ever.
Sorry to cut you off there, brother, but so something that I've noticed is I see people trying to start their own community. And whenever I hear somebody trying to do a live stream thing, I always point them in your direction, because not only have you built a solid, I want to say it's a fan base. You've built a solid fan base, as well as a solid, healthy community.
I try to foster it in the best way I can.
You're amazing, brother. So what I want to ask you, and what the people have asked me to ask you, is how many of these upcoming artist radios did it take before you saw, like, oh god, there's actually people in here, like there's like more than 10 or something like that, something where you're like, holy crap, that's a lot of people, or a lot of submissions? Let me say it like that. When you had a lot of submissions.
It's been most steady recently, but it was a lot of ups and downs. First of all, I started. Actually, I never finished this leads up to it anyway. Adam 22 thing. Then he started that whole wave. Then a shit ton of people are doing that now, and still ever more every day.
Exactly.
And I was following one person doing it, and then I was just thinking to myself, in the city before I moved down here, I was watching it. And even my friend Pete, I was showing, I was like, look what this guy's doing, and he was like, oh man, we could do that. And I was like, yeah, we could.
Yeah, absolutely.
But unfortunately, I had moved before we started that. But anyway, yeah. So I got that idea, and then I was like, I can do this better. No offense, but I can do this in a.
No, you have to be confident in yourself, and so
I just don't like offending people.
Your first live stream.
But so I started like it was like I had to really just be like, okay, just don't care about, because I'm very used to live streaming, but the video game thing, it's a very different field.
Very different.
So I just did the generic thing, listening, or some free music reviews, whatever. And
how many people were on that first live stream?
Maybe one or two people that came in to submit. So what I would do is I didn't just sit there and wait. I went on to slaps.com, which is DistroKid's version of SoundCloud, essentially. And like you can message, all of the DistroKid publishings go on there, and then you can look at the newest ones or the hottest ones or whatever. And then when you DM someone, it goes to their DistroKid account, and they get an email that says you got a message through DistroKid, whatever, right?
What?
So, yeah, I'm really surprised you never heard of this. Everyone else I've mentioned to it's like slaps.com. Like, yeah, it's the whole thing.
So, listen, that's a cheat code. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were trying to start that, take some notes.
Yes, it's a whole like a separate. It's basically like SoundCloud, but DistroKid's version, and it's all under the DistroKid umbrella. Anyway, so I would find like new ones uploaded, and I would listen to them on the live stream with like 3 people watching, and I would just listen to them. If I liked it, if it was just like something like I'm not sure there's much here, I would just keep going. But if I liked it, I would DM them after the live stream. I would take a timestamp of the time of this live stream, a timestamp link. So you click on the link and it brings you to the time of the live stream at which I started playing their song and then what I said about it. And that's how I got people to come through and send them. And then slowly that built, plus with help of YouTube algorithm recommending, slowly came to the point where it was at what it is now. But then the problem that I hated most was in everyone else's live stream that I took note of before, it was always, and you know this as being a contributor yourself, it's always email this and then yada yada, and you have no idea. Usually they spam DM like 1,000 people, 100 people send in songs, and you have no idea when you're going to be played, and then or unless you pay money. So then they end up getting like a lot of people sitting in the live stream waiting, hoping their song's going to get played next, having no idea that it might take 5 hours.
Yes, absolutely. And if y'all don't know this, did we talk about that on the first podcast we did?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So I'll breeze through this really fast. I was DM'd by a person doing what FERM does with the upcoming artist radio.
Not with a link of him already listening, but saying you want.
He's like, hey, I liked your song blank.
Well, that's how I got into it. Yeah.
And he's like, if you submit, I'm going to play it on this stream. I submit it 10 minutes before the stream starts. The stream goes for 4 hours. It never fucking plays my song. I text him afterwards, hey, are you going to play my song on the next stream? You were supposed to say that during the stream when he never said that. Or he was like, or you could have paid the $25 for the song to get paid. And when someone says I can't do something, I'm like, I'm going to go find something. So you know what I did?
And that's how
I YouTubed live music reviews on YouTube. And the first motherfucker that popped up is this guy.
Thank you, YouTube gods.
Right, that's my guy.
That question that leads me into what I was about to talk about was how. Perfect. At what state was it? Was I still using the bot to queue, where you had to type _join, or was
Absolutely.
It was before the website.
Before the website, yeah.
Right. Interesting. I forgot about that. Yeah. So I didn't forget about it, but I forgot that's when you were around. So then, That was
actually that was a year and 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you remember the date? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I started in May of last year. I started doing the live stream. So I guess I solved that problem within. Yeah, I very quickly was like, I don't like the fact that people don't know what they're doing. I've been in their shoes. I can see exactly. I can feel everyone's tension and frustration. So I'm immediately like, all right, there needs to be some kind of way for them to at least like have a solid position in line and be able to know where they're in exactly where they're at in line. So that cute what's it called?
The cube is
CloudBot, Streamlabs, the Streamlabs chat bot for the live streams has a queue function where you can do that. I guess they made it for like gamers, streamers that want to play with the streamer, like you wait in the queue or whatever. Oh yeah, cool. So I took advantage of that for that. And then I was like, they still can't see the queue. I want to enhance this into something really more professional. So that's when I worked with a developer who I also met through the stream because he produces like non-copyright house music. And he was like, I'm a developer. Let me help you out.
Who is he?
He goes by Xerxes is his like username on Discord, but .09 is his artist name. Yeah, shout out Xerxes if you need web developing.
Xerxes.
He has told me if anyone needs help, let me know and I'll direct you to him. He's good at developing.
You can DM FERM
websites.
You can DM FERM and the link will be down below.
The link. Well, there's a Discord link. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, Discord. Yeah, there'll be something for you.
Anyway. So yeah, so again, all crowdsourced thing. I did have to pay a lot to get the everything running for that.
But have you seen? If you haven't seen the site, it's
And it's
fucking
not even in
beautiful.
it's in like I still say it's in like an alpha form or beta, maybe beta form.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be like you have an account, so you don't have to type in your information every time, all that stuff, and then more other thing, and then maybe loyalty points through that website.
That would be
Like
very
instead
helpful.
of just the chat, the YouTube chat, because a lot of the one of the other things is not everyone has a YouTube account that they can sign into chat with, so they only can listen, or they just don't feel like chatting, but they are still listening, so it's hard. And there's a lot of problems that still need to be solved to make it as efficient as possible, but that is my mission.
You're literally making it as easy as possible for literally anybody, even the people that like no one ever thinks about. Who thinks about the people that aren't signed into YouTube?
That's my mind.
That's right.
I think of all the details.
You have to. You absolutely.
I'm a science person.
Yes, you
that
are.
It happens to really be tuned into the music
So
of life.
I want to share a story about you.
Sure.
So I like diamonds and jewelry. I don't know if you've seen this episode right there.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't seen that one, I got jewelry and
That's
stuff.
episode 6, but
Episodes-
oh
of
yeah, I'll
course
put the
it's
card
6.
in there.
So I got jewelry in FERM. Like I had it on. Right after we got done filming that, out of his pocket, he
Actually, I still have it.
Do you keep it in your pocket at all times?
It's not in my pocket. It's in my backpack.
Oh, he pulls this thing out.
It's a jeweler's loop, they call it.
Now,
it's a 10x
FERM
magnifying.
You have told us your college experience,
Yeah.
but
Okay. Yeah.
most people don't. I like when you pulled that out. You already told me.
I had told. Yeah, I told you where.
But you pulled that out, and I was like, "Well, hold on, let me just show this to the camera."
Okay.
Well,
Well,
no.
it's not gonna auto. It's not gonna
It's not
auto.
gonna auto,
Just don't
but-
worry about it.
So it's a leather thing. It's just
It's
really
from the
cool.
official. Yeah. It's the top. The top institute of gemological stuff. But anyway, yeah.
Gemological.
I worked for them for 3 years as a analytics technician was the position, and I got to use all fun lasers and whatnot. It's not like what you think. You don't really see them unless you open up the machine. But liquid nitrogen, that was a fun part because you have to cool the diamonds to get the data out. Yeah, because there's too much. The heat creates too much noise in the spectra. You're getting a light spectrum, a absorption or reflection or whatever. And then it tells you certain defects in the diamond to see if it has been if it's lab grown, but that's pretty easy to tell. If it's been treated to become a different color or to make it more clear, the clarity grade, all that, like making it, if it was artificially made to be higher graded than when it came out of the ground,
Now,
polished.
How many grades of
polished.
diamonds are there?
Well, there's 5. The clarity ones, which all the rappers know, VVS. You hear that all the time.
all the time.
It stands for very, very slightly. It's really stupid. Very, very slightly included. It's like the top. There's VVS 1 and then 2, and that's right before. They don't usually. You won't be buying anything higher than that. The other 2 higher are called IF, which is internally flawless, which means there's no inclusions, there's no imperfections in the crystal on the outside and the inside, but maybe something you can see under the 10x on the outside. And then there's F, which is flawless, no perfections that anybody can detect with the 10x lens. I've handled quite a few of those. Yeah, I've handled giant. I've handled one that is posed in a magazine with a model. It's like 300 carat. Well, it's not. I'm not giving any confidential information.
Oh no! I was making a joke because you were saying I handle
Oh,
giant. I was like,
oh.
whoa now.
No, I held it in my hand. I tested it.
Hey.
And I had a moment where I was like, I'm holding something worth tens of if not. Yeah, it was probably about $10 million plus diamond, flawless, 200 carat, square cut, like it's for a museum. And I'm thinking, I will never make this amount of money at this company if I stayed here maybe if I really like became like the fucking. But it's a nonprofit organization.
Oh,
So
yeah.
even like the executives are only making six figures. I'm like, I'm holding in my hand what I'm never going to see if I stay here. That whole corporate world just drove me crazy.
Yes.
The guy I worked for was really cool. Like, he liked me, and it was like I was doing well. Like, I wasn't like a pariah to the company, but it was just something my mind could handle. But I wasn't like, I'm leaving. The pandemic happened, and some things happened.
That was, you know what that was?
It
You had that
was-
realization that I'm never going to be able to touch this if I stay here. And then,
Touch it again.
I
already touched it.
Whoa, you touched the butt?
The diamond.
No, I was making a Nemo reference.
A what reference?
Nemo. You never
Nemo.
Have you seen Nemo?
Yeah,
He touched
that's
the
so long
butt.
ago. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
He touched the butt. No. So you touched a diamond that you knew that you would never be able to get anything like that if you stayed at that company.
Or it's just its value.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm holding some like very rich man's bank account in my hand.
Literally. So you're
Which
in
is
your
a cool
mind,
experience.
You're like, if I can't, like, in your mind, you're just like, I'll never be able to touch this. I'll never be able to get anything.
I
that's
just had
valuable. And then all of a sudden, you had that your cranks are cranking.
Yeah. I was thinking that a while, but like I did have that moment many times where I'm like, like nobody that works here ever even achieves the value that we're dealing with. It's just that weird dynamic
It's that weird realization
of how capitalism creates a lot of rich people and many more, or not, a high gap between income is what I'm saying.
There's a big gap.
Which is it's a whole, not an issue that I'm trying to get into, but it just that just clicked in my head.
But you saw that, and you saw that many times, like you said, and something happened. Something happened around COVID.
It was perfect
because I did literally like, I bet you, if you didn't have those realizations, and then COVID happened, you had another gym spot or something.
Well, I always wanted to create content because I was still doing the YouTube thing, but not nearly as regularly. I always knew I could do it. Just yeah. That was
so I want to say this. Time.
You're good.
So this is going to be a thing, guys.
It's already a thing.
It's already a thing. It's already here. This is FERM. Now, FERM, a lot of people just they look at you and they're like, that's a good guy. Now,
I like to think that
this is a great guy. All right, like how you see him online is how you see him in person.
Yeah,
he's a fucking great guy. All right, I give flowers all the way. I think you deserve 30 more minutes, brother.
Do you maybe a part 2?
A part 2?
Yeah, for another episode.
So what?
Because
what
the
episode?
attention span of most people is unfortunately.
You know what? You're right. So
I'm not at that level where there's people that'll
10
just
is an
watch.
accomplishment. So what's the next accomplishment?
20? Well, no, I wouldn't. I'm not saying we had to wait till release. I'm just saying. But anyway, was there any? We have a couple more minutes.
I do have
a closing question.
I do have
for this episode.
Of course I do.
Okay.
Of course I do. FERM, your fans, your community, they adore you, and they stick by your side. And in these last couple minutes, I don't want to give you a question. I want you to just tell them something.
Something.
Tell them how you feel.
Oh my God.
Okay. Tell them.
I feel very grateful for everything that has happened, but there is a strange like I still don't feel. Maybe it's just because I'm not making a living from it. I don't feel very successful. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see that there's been success compared to what most people try.
True.
But it's such a slow trickle that it's not like getting a hit song overnight or something or going viral.
Yeah.
It's like, so it doesn't. I still feel very depressed often, and like, what am I doing with my life? That kind of thing.
Me too.
But you just got to keep going if you enjoy it. If you really are passionate about it and enjoy it, and you can't stop thinking about about doing it, then you can't. And the same thing goes for music. And I say this on the live streams. If you love doing it so much, keep doing it. Don't starve yourself and become homeless, but do it as much as you can, and don't give up. Because once you give up, it's over.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this. There has been many instances where I'm like, hey, Firm, there's this thing that we're going to do, that I'm going to go do, and I want you to tag along. This happened a couple days ago, actually. It's like, hey, I got this thing going on. I need you got to come, bro. You're going to have fun. What do you say? No, I got my stream tonight, man.
Oh, yeah.
I got my stream tonight.
Yeah, that's true.
But that just shows the dedication.
Well, I look at that time as work. Like, if I was to like hit you up while you're at work, it's like I gotta work.
As you should.
It's less of a money thing, because the money isn't significant enough to be like
passion.
Yeah. It's the grind. I want it to keep happening, so it's consistent. I take vacations and I'll let them know in advance, but I don't like dropping it off the dime, because then it screws up on a slow, low-level social media grind. You have to keep putting yourself out there, which I'm bad at in other forums, but on live streams I'm pretty good with making it happen.
I wanted to say that for the people who watch you and look up to you and want to do what you do, and there are the people out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been contacted by a couple of them.
Okay.
And something that they all say, they're like, well, I get my first, like we went over this earlier, my first couple, I got like one person in there. What you do? You kept going. Something else can come up. Something else. Oh my God, this would be fun. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. Even if you do it and then it's barely successful, you still do it. Yeah.
You still do it. So this is a time capsule, Firm. This is the real Firm.
Mm-hmm.
This is the real Firm
podcast.
This is the Real Firm podcast.
Thank you for listening and watching.
Thank you, and please do yourself a favor. There are videos on his channel, over 1,000. You have entertainment for days. If you are a musician, please, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you have upcoming artist radio, where you get your song not only played on a great community, but also reviewed by...
I don't like to use the word review. I like to use the word reaction.
Reaction. I like that.
Because review, to me, I need to listen to it multiple times to give my real analysis of it.
Truth. And in the next episode of Firm Podcast, of the Real Firm
Podcast, talk
more about with Firm as being interviewed, we will go into his inspirations, such as Rick Rubin. Yeah. Anyways, this has been the Real Firm Podcast. If you are on Apple, Spotify, or anything, please do anything that you can that will just support. It's free. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But if you like it, let us know. And Firm, I'm taking over this one, because guess what? This is the Real Firm right here, guys. So tune in. We're here. And
thank you for listening and watching.
I'll do better next time.